Welcome to Exploring with D-Rob. Let's go. Good morning, welcome back. Over in Virginia this morning. I'm going to go check out somewhere I've not been before. I'm going to go up to Cascade Falls and Upper Cascade Falls. As you can see, first one's here just after first light. Hopefully some cloud cover shows up because the mostly cloudy sky is not here like the forecast said. Imagine that, me going to a waterfall and the sun not being there. Anyway, I'm going to head out here and check out the falls. Let's go. I will mention this is a day use area, so you do have to pay $3 to park. Plenty of parking though. I'd say probably enough parking for 50 to 60 vehicles here. So, hopefully I can get in here and out before a lot of people show up. It's going to be hot today, so probably a lot of people wanting to come play in the water. Not far into the trail, maybe a tenth of a mile. Come up here to this little bridge that cuts across little Stony Creek. The trail follows along either side of the creek here. I think that I will cut across the bridge and go up the right side on the way in. And then I'll come back down this left side on the way back out. As I mentioned, the trail falls along Little Stony Creek. That's going to be our water source that feeds the falls. Flow looks good, the color looks good as well, so hopefully I can come away with some nice images today. This right side's looking more like a hiking trail. The other side looked more like a drivable road almost. Saw some rhodos still hanging on to some blooms. So maybe that's a good sign. Maybe we'll be able to photograph some rhododendron as well. Before we get too far into the trail, I guess I should mention that out to the falls is right at 2 miles from parking. So just going to the lower falls would be roughly 4 miles round trip. Plan on going to the upper falls as well, so I'm guessing probably neighborhood of 4.5 miles is what I'll get today, but we'll get a accurate mileage at the end. Really nice trail up the right side over here. A lot of roots and stuff, just watch your footing. Well, back there at the bridge, I said that I would probably come back the other way. I actually may come back down this side because there's a little Stony Creek. The trail's pretty much falling right alongside it up through here, while the other trail's about halfway up the hill over there, so may have to eat my words and come back this way because definitely liking this side better. If it sounds like I'm breathing heavy already on video up to this point, it's because I'm keeping a pretty good pace out through here. I believe I did see some headlights pulling in the parking lot as I was cutting over on the trail, so I'm going to try to get on out here, get set up, and get some shots in, hopefully before anybody else makes it to the falls. The trail up along the right side over here is definitely single track, especially right now. Summer greens all leaved out and hanging over the trail. A little breeze blowing. It'll be nice later whenever sun gets on up and things start to heat up. Just shy of a mile in, got a really nice little set of cascades and falls here. Definitely gonna have to come back by here on the way back out. See if I can get a decent image through here. A little over a mile in, coming up on another bridge. Didn't know this one was here. Nice set of cascades right here at the bridge. And I guess the map that I was looking at was wrong. It showed a trail following all the way up both sides to the falls. Looks like I get to cross back across here and follow up the left side the rest of the way. Oh well, oops. Definitely gonna have to stop there at that bridge on the way back by though. That was a really nice cascade there. May be able to incorporate the little bridge in a photo as well. Didn't see a whole lot of elevation change in that first mile on trail, but as we've started into the second mile, a lot more elevation gain. Make for a nice downhill hike on the way back out. At 1.4 miles in, the trail comes right down to the little Stony Creek. Really like the way these cascades look flowing over those rocks there. Probably gonna have to get an image from there. Got a lot of rhodo in bloom here as well, so as long as the light's good, I'll be able to catch an image here on the way back out. Got another nice little cascade here, about a mile and a half in the trail. May be photogenic. Probably have to give it a try on the way back. At some point, this was probably a really nice 15 to 20 foot falls, but as you can see, it looks like any tree that's made it past Cascade Falls has found a home here. Trail's starting to cut back to the left some, shouldn't be too far from the falls. I'd say after a really nice rain, this little tributary falls would be really nice. Got some rhodo in bloom here above these cascades. Makes a really nice scene. I'm showing 2.1 miles. I believe I can hear the falls on the other side of this large boulder here. And there's the falls coming in sight now. Cascade Falls. Let's go get us a closer look. Well, the good news is I'm the first one here. The bad news is that sky is super bright above the falls. So maybe I'll be able to get a shot similar to this and keep the sky out of it. But before people start showing up, I'm going to go ahead and set up and try to get some shots in. Cascade Falls. Here's a quick look at the composition I have set up. Like a nice foreground cascade in front of the falls. Still really bright here above the falls, and as I look back up to the left here, got some sun shining in. Little sky interest, but it's so bright above the tree line and then so dark down here. Not sure if I'll come away with any shots of the sky in it. Give it a go anyway. After I got some shots out in the water, I decided to come back and get a first approach shot. Here's a look at what you'll see once you get over to Cascade Falls. I mentioned earlier my map showing two trails going all the way to the falls. Well, the line's on the map's off just a little bit, but there is two trails over here. There's a trail that follows up Little Stony Creek. And if you can see the railing on up there, there's a trail that follows up a little higher. That's the trail up there that also will take us on up to Upper Falls. I think I've got most of the shots that I wanted to go for from this side of the falls. Now on the way to Upper Falls, I'm going to go about halfway up the hill here on these stairs and see if I can get a few straight on shots of the falls before the sun gets up any higher. Well, if you come on up a little set of stairs here in front of the falls, a little observation deck, a couple little seats, and a straight on shot at Cascade Falls. I would rather it didn't show itself, but I guess if it's going to, I might as well try to incorporate it in a shot. May see if I can come away with a sunstar shot here. We'll look at my composition. The way the sun's coming through a little fog or something, they're getting a nice warm glow. This may wind up being a better image than I was anticipating. If it is, here's the shot. Well, I was talking bad about the sun, and I think I'm getting the best shots right now that I've had all morning. I think I came away with some images right here that turned out really nice. May wind up being some of the best ones I took of Cascade Falls. I'm going to wrap it up here and head on up towards Upper Falls. As I mentioned, there was an upper and lower trail. I came in on the lower trail that followed Little Stony Creek up. Here's where the upper trail comes in. Brings you in here just above Cascade Falls. And then a set of stairs leading up the hill here. This is going to take us on up towards Upper Falls. Well, the trail to Upper Falls brings you right by about mid-falls of Cascade Falls. I'd say in the wintertime you can get a really nice shot from here. Being as it's summertime and everything bloomed out, full of leaves, pretty obscured shot. A little closer look at the falls. Back here in front of the falls, I will apologize. This set of stairs here that goes up takes us up to the two viewpoints that you just saw a second ago. Didn't know that. Thought it headed back up to the Upper Falls Trail. Out through here, I mentioned this was the Upper Trail. This is actually a connector that takes us back to the Upper Trail. From there, the Upper Trail will lead us on up towards Upper Falls. Now that we know where we're going, let's head that way. I should have came all the way back here earlier whenever the sun was first coming up. Pretty nice angle on the falls here as well. Alright, as we reach the top of the little hill here, we come to a trail junction. Parking lot will be this way. Upper Falls Trail. Gonna head around that way. Here's the direction we just came from. Gonna head on out to Upper Falls. This is the Upper Trail. I'm guessing this is wide enough for like a side-by-side or something. I guess in case they have to have rescue out here. I figure that's probably why the Upper Trail's as wide as it is and stuff. And up away from the creek. Anyway, let's head on out and check out Upper Falls. Here we have a nice little patch of bear corn or squaw root. And here we have some Indian pipe that's already ran its course. as you come up between Cascade Falls and Upper Falls. Once the trail kind of levels out for a minute, you can hear some cascades and some falling water down over the hill to the right. If you feel like a bushwhack and a creek walk, there is some cascades and middle falls down there. Judging by how it looks down through there, not really feeling up for that today, so just gonna head on up here to Upper Falls. But if you're feeling froggy and want to hit the middle falls, there is one there. As you come up towards Upper Falls, you'll hear it down over the hill. You'll come to this trail junction here. We'll cut downhill to the right here, down to the falls. If you were to continue up to the left there, the trail goes out to a climbing area, I believe, called Barney's Wall. Anyway, we're gonna head on down towards the falls here. Go check it out. The trail brings you just past the falls, and straight ahead here, you can see the top of Upper Falls. Got a little trail brings you over to the top of the falls. A lot of rhodo in bloom here. I think I can probably get some decent images here if I can beat the sun down there to the falls. There's a little user trail here to the right. We'll follow this down to the base and try to get this thing photographed. A little sketch getting down here, but nothing too terrible. Here's a look at Upper Falls. This one's got a lot of character to it. I really like this falls here. May actually like it better than Cascade Falls. Anyway, I better quit yapping. Try to get this thing shot before the sun gets up too high. The falls has a really strong breath this morning, giving off a lot of spray. Probably gonna have a hard time keeping the limbs dry. But I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. May have to work my way out into the water to get away from it. But standing right here, it's getting me pretty wet as I'm talking. Got the screen brightened up so you can see it. Really digging this comp here. Love a good foreground rock. As I mentioned, getting down to the base of Upper Falls is a little sketchy. You go down over some rocks and tree roots there. Got to go back up some rocks and tree roots up here. So getting to the base of Upper Falls definitely ain't going to be for everybody. One last look down on Upper Falls. Going to head back up out of here. Backtrack the same way we came. I think I am going to go back down by Cascade Falls. Follow the creek on the way back out instead of taking the high road. So I'm going to go ahead and start that way. Probably see you at Cascade Falls unless I come across something really interesting. I guess I should mention as I'm headed back up out of here, my track showed right at 3 miles with blundering around at Cascade Falls and on out to Upper Falls. Showed 3 miles. So going to be in the neighborhood of 6 miles round trip, hitting both falls. Back at the top of the spur trail that took us down to Upper Falls. Should be all downhill from here. Coming back down to the trail junction above Cascade Falls. If you wanted to head on out, you could make a right, take the upper trail back out of here. Gonna head back down to the falls. Sounds like there's several people down here now. That can be expected of summer. Real popular swimming hole. Well, not hardly as many people here as I expected, but still several swimmers. It's kind of the scene you expect to see if you come in the summertime. One last look at Cascade Falls. Just passed a group of probably 30 adults and kids, and well, here comes another group. Well, I was hoping to photograph this one on the way back out, but the way the sun's beating in here, not gonna happen today. Back down to the point where the trail splits. Here's where I came across the bridge earlier. I'm gonna go over here and see if I'm able to photograph that little cascade just above the bridge there. Hopefully the sun's not in there on it. I think on the way back out, I will go ahead and go down this right side here. There is a lower trail that follows along the creek on this side. So go over here and see if I can photograph this cascade, and then we'll head on down this way. Unfortunately, it looks like there's not going to be much photography on the way out of here. A lot of dappled light, sun's blazing in again, as you can see. Really nice little scene though. I've noticed around all the major trail junctions, there's usually a bench. So several places that you can stop and take a break, coming or going if you need to. Here's what the trail looks like along this side of the creek. And if you can tell where this bench is off up here, that's the uppermost trail. That's probably going to be the easiest walking for anybody, as it's an old road bed that follows out to the falls. Anyway, I'm going to check out this side of the creek out through here on the way back to parking. Maybe I'll get lucky and catch some of these cascades in shade and be able to get the camera back out. After a little ways, those two trails come together. Back out onto this main trail. As you can see, old road bed. Makes for really easy walking. Another really nice scene here, unfortunately. More dappled light. Some super bright sun shining in. The first bridge that I crossed is coming back into view. That's a good sign. That means we're almost back to parking. Back to the trailhead and parking. And as you can see, this is a real popular area. Got people parking in the grass and everything now. I would say it's right around noon now. I'd say there's easily over 100 people at the falls now. Well, as I mentioned there, the parking lot was packed. There's somebody waiting on me to get out of my spot, so I threw on a dry shirt real quick and went ahead and got out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and sign the video off now. This was Cascade Falls, really nice falls. Not sure that I may not have liked the upper falls better. It had a lot of character, real photogenic as well. But round trip, both falls out and back, was 6.3 miles. It's a really nice area. Summertime, if you come early. They had to be over 100 people I passed on the way back out, so I can just imagine that the falls is crawling with people right now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's adventure. If you would, be sure to give me that thumbs up. Helps the channel out. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.